Hello everyone and welcome back to Slick Wheels. My name is Bluebelly and I am apparently the CEO of this company. So I wanted to show you a few things here. We're right at the end of 1971. We're into the early 70s. I think I'll do the same thing with the 70s as I did with the 60s and have maybe 2 episodes. We'll see how people respond. Uh, but a few things have changed since the last episode. I played a little bit off screen. We rotated a few older vehicles off, and as you can see, our newest sedan is almost a decade old. So it's probably time to update that, which we can do in this episode. Um, I'm pretty sure I had just made this Kitty Hawk in the last episode. So as you can see, it's selling quite well. Um, we've done a little bit of expansion, but I have something planned here. Two things. One, we have a new vehicle called the Cravat that I will show you. I think I can show you in here. Nope. I think I want vehicles is what I wanted. So because we bought this Esmond brand, there's a bunch of those that show up here. But the Flora is now the best station wagon. Now, of course, I didn't design the model, uh, but this is the one that I picked. But it won the global. It is the best station wagon in the world right now. So it goes 104. Can you imagine driving a station wagon 104? And the other car, this is an SUV. I know it looks more like a Jeep than like the what we might think of as, I don't know, a more popular SUV. But we haven't sold any yet because it just got finished. But we have uh, the Kitty Hawk has sold quite a lot of cars. That's the TF, which I think was I made like the future, something next generation basically. We had this Hawkeye that is selling really well, and we did these subcompact cars where I did three different um, trims. The Commuter 100, 200, and 300. And they all sell okay. They're basically competing with each other to divide up the subcompact market share. We've got a pickup truck that's doing okay, and this sedan needs to be replaced, as I had said. So what we need to do is sort out which cars, which production things I can back off of. So this is eating into our reserve here, so I'm not going to mess around with that any right now. But if we look, we might be able to find one of these that is, maybe we cut back on the blast, or maybe we just stop making these Broad X2 since we have the Broad X Tough that's fulfilling our pickup trucks. So yeah, let's take the Broad X2 off of production. So we now have more cities with, I don't even know where where we're making those still. We have more cities with, okay, Los Angeles seems to be one. So we will take that extra line from Los Angeles and we will make some SUVs. That seems like a good place to make SUVs also. So we have one line of them being made in Los Angeles, and we will have another line of them being made in New York. I think we're back around, right? We started in Mexico City, so we're back around. Now we're not making any. I don't know if we should try to make some in Switzerland. Don't know how well an SUV would do in Switzerland. Maybe we try backing off the Commuter 300 by one line and see how the cravat does with the European market. So we'll go to our branches and the cravat. So the total unit cost is coming in at 63.74 in Switzerland. Oh wow, 6,500 in US cities. That's not what I expected to see. Okay, well, they're recommending this like 9,500 mark. So we'll try that. Bump this distance a little bit and go ahead and apply all. We'll see how it does in this first month. We also may expand our production just because we seem to be doing okay. Alright, so the cravat did not sell as well as the station wagon. Not even close. It is... Okay, so we can probably back off one line of it somewhere. And we can take the Broad X2 off. We have to do that. If you're not sure how to do that, you just come in here to modify designs, and then it's, you know, it's right here. It was only coming in with a quality score of 10, which is crazy that that many people were still buying it. But so that's shut off. Now we should have, we'll keep an eye on this, production lines available. We shouldn't have any free lines. Okay. We need to decide. I know it's crazy to close down production of something that's still, you know, missed that many sales, but gotta get with the future here. So I guess we'll just take one line of cravat off, move it over to the Flora, and advance another month. What did I say? New York was one, LA was one. Did I do Chicago? No. Okay, well. Let's make some station wagons out on the coast. Alright. Another thing I want to do, I scouted this earlier, but there's a, oh, no, somebody else bought them. There was a company down here called Zesty that was affordable. What does this one cost? Yeah, see, 3.1 billion. Zesty was like 480 million, I think. So I was able to, yeah, so Anadol. Still crazy expensive. I wish that the information in the acquisition amount was on this page. But like 1.6 billion, we're not there. It seems to me you have to kind of keep an eye on the market cap. The larger the market cap, the more it's going to cost to purchase it. Just thought I might make a cheeky little purchase and get ourselves into, yeah, like here we could get this one, Carboni, 2 factories, 27 branches with 25 models. They're based in East Germany. Do I love it? No. Is it something I could still buy? Yes. And it would probably be a worthwhile purchase. Dale Baloney. Okay, that's too much. Einswork. Elvis. Yeah, 1.5. Could I borrow the money to be able to purchase that? I mean, 9 factories is no joke. That would really help us with, wow, 112 models. That would really help us get a foothold in Europe. But I would hate to invest so much in expansion that we jeopardize our where we're at, you know? There's probably a better, more efficient way to do this than just clicking through all of them, but I do like to see, like, McLord, that's out of our price range. Some of these are pretty big companies. You know, I don't know who they're supposed to be copying, but they're way out of our range. So what did I say? Calvani we could get if we wanted right now. We could just we could just buy it. Or Elvis we could get if we were able to get 600,000. I mean, yeah, right. 600 million. It just doesn't seem like a good move right now. Bummer. Yeah, so let's go ahead and advance another month and we'll see where we're at. And we'll start working on a design for a new sedan to be coming out next year. Okay. Oh boy, we're getting into reserves on the Commuter 200 now. And the Hawkeye, which that's not inspiring. Okay, let's pull a line off of Commuter 200 and the cravat and put them both on the floor. Okay, we'll pull the New York line off the cravat. I think there's, yeah, here it is. I guess we'll make station wagons in Mexico. Right. That should normalize, and then maybe then we'll do the R&D. I always jump to this too fast. I hope everybody's enjoying this series. I'm having a lot of fun playing it. I'm learning a lot about the game, learning a lot about cars, and just the way to understand all this stuff. And now we have 250 missed sales after I pulled off of that. Interesting. So if anybody who's watching has any tips for balancing all of this, do let me know. I don't know if I'm jumping too far ahead. We're $1 billion. We have $1 billion in cash now. That's nothing to sneeze at. All right. So we want to go to R&D, and we want to design a nice little regular old sedan. And we're going to go with this front wheel drive, front engine. We're going to put in our 153 horsepower V6, and we will give them the 4-speed automatic tranny. Let's go with, wait, that one. Perfect. Then we're gonna shoot for kind of a perfectly middle class, a little bit, yeah, very middle class. We want to focus our testing on reliability, and we want to go middle, not upper middle. Okay, so this is going to be a $21 million project. It's going to come out at $4,000 per, and hopefully we can sell them in that $8,000 to $10,000 range. Do pretty well. We're good on, we have decent luxury for how much people care, decent safety, decent dependability, good quality, even though people don't care too much about that. Good on fuel. Probably could be a little better on overall performance. The power, I think we're lacking in power, which I find interesting because this thing is going to be able to go like, I don't know exactly how fast, but probably every bit 100 miles an hour. This is a haul your family around sedan, but people want more power. But anyways, we're going to have an overall of 44 and a 48 within the specific sedan category, I believe is how that works. So do we carry on the Hyena name, or do we come up with a new, it's the 70s now. What do we have in the early 70s? There's a lot of talk of renewal, rejuvenation. We're moving past. 73's getting to the end of the American involvement in the Vietnam War. Let's think about dependability and efficiency. Let's try, I don't know if this name is taken, but how about the Trident? There's already one of those. How about the, I was just thinking tried and true, and as soon as the word tried came into my mind, I thought of Trident. But how about the, well, let's go with the Hyena 70X. With that being like, this is the new model of the 70s. You dig it? Can you dig it? 19 months. I forgot to look at that. Okay, so before I advance anymore, do we want to buy another company? Do we want to try to see if we can get 500 million and go buy that other company? Or, question mark, or do we just expand ourselves into other parts of Europe? Like, I was thinking Dublin might be a nice place to put. I think we're going to put a factory in Dublin, and then maybe branches throughout the UK. And get the rest of Western Europe. Let's try it. Let's try building a factory here in Dublin, a 10-line factory in Dublin. And then let's put a branch in Liverpool. Wait, is Manchester really not on here? Oh, that's kind of a slight. I don't know much about. I don't know much about UK geography, but seems like Manchester should be on there. Let's go with a branch in Madrid and maybe a branch in Lisbon, Portugal. Okay. All right. And if you weren't aware, we have a factory in Mexico and we expanded into San Antonio. We probably should expand to a few more cities in the US, but I think a lot of that is reached with the places that we do have. So, we'll go ahead and simulate. I guess the branches build instantly. So, I need to do this. Now, I probably would be better off maximizing my income if I change the price of every vehicle based on every local place. Did I already do this? I did this one, I think. And this one. Alright. So if I go now to like Lisbon, they should all have a number. Okay, great. So let's see what this does to our numbers. Having a few more of those, and then we'll have to wait until the plant is built in Ireland. All right. We have really nice demand for our stuff. We just don't have enough factory space, and things seem to change a fair bit. Like, I don't want to go bump some of these vehicles up right this minute. Like the Loyal and the Loyal Lux seem to be selling pretty well. It almost feels like, and this might be wrong, this might be inaccurate, but it feels like sometimes when my vehicles get worse in quality, their sales numbers tend to do well. They're like missed sales numbers. And maybe that's just because I'm adding distribution network, but I don't understand why someone, let's pick a random city where people live that we're selling stuff. Okay, let's say you're living in Amsterdam and you want to buy a sedan. The pricing, okay, why is this car not showing up as being for sale in Amsterdam? Oh, page 1 of 3. Alright, so here you go. We're selling this car for $7,000. Look at all these competitors. Okay, that one's more, but a lot of these, ours is overall rating of 22. Here's one that's a rating of 37 that's $2,500. Why would someone ever buy ours when this is here? And then we have, like, these ones are not selling in Amsterdam, but they're selling somewhere, even though they're 13 and 14. I mean, this one is $10,000, and there are competitors that are a quarter of that are rated higher. Why is anyone buying them, and why is it saying that there are missed sales? Like, this one is 2,200, and it's a 19. So, like, I get it if they're poorly rated and still, less money. But some of these are like this. It's 3764 and it's 33 rated. That seems like a pretty good car. Anyways, that's just an example of what kind of drives me crazy. So then if you come to the US, you look at the same question, like, all right, and this newer car is a 22 It's $7,000 though. So we can get a better car. The Stephen Hall Dauphin is $28.94. Why would they buy mine? Who knows? Maybe marketing's really good. So I will eventually rotate those off, probably once the new sedan comes out. We'll rotate those off. Well, I was really looking forward to having a big splash in this episode to buy a really fancy, expensive company. But okay, so we finally got rid of all the stuff that was in the reserves. And we're now underproducing for literally every vehicle. Maybe what we'll do is we'll get rid of the Loyale and the Loyale Lux. So we'll stop competing with ourselves for the sedan market, and we'll put all of their production lines into getting the rest of the station wagon market. So can we, if I come here, I can see where we're making them. In Chicago, and Pittsburgh. That's the Loyale. And the Loyale Lux we're making in New York and Mexico City. Okay? So we'll shut. No. Okay, there we go. And I want to make more station wagons. Loyale, shut down. Make more station wagons. I don't think this was one. New York, we shut this down. And we make more station wagons. Pittsburgh, we shut the Loyale down. And we make more station wagons. 14 more months till we can start making station wagons in Ireland. Okay, let's see what this does to our numbers. I try not to overreact to the numbers from just 1 month, but it is nice to see how they shake loose, for sure. Okay. Look at that. We still, even making all those station wagons, we didn't make quite enough. And the coupe is selling better. It has more demand now. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know how to go about getting more manufacturing space other than building more factories, but then you have the problem if you make too many, you can overexpand your your demand. Do I go back to making more Loyales and Loyale Luxes? How much do we make on each one, I wonder? So if we go here, we can see that we've made 178 million on the Loyale and 226 million on the Loyale Lux. Those are some pretty successful vehicles, and I don't understand why they're still in such demand. We're able to produce them for $7,000, so we're making $3,000 on each one. Well, that's the total unit cost. We produce them for $4,700. So my question is, I don't really know what to do with it, if I should bring them back into production or not. So the cravat, don't be scared by this negative 39 million, because we're slowly chipping away at that. You can see we're only making, on some of these, we're only making about $500. But if we switch cities, I think, like, let's look at Toronto. We're making over a 1,300 when we sell them in Toronto, and we're making 2,000 when we sell them in Belgium. It really all depends where the point of sale is relative to the factory. So like St. Louis is not great. We're only making 1,000 in St. Louis. And San Fran's worse yet. But we have to make do with what we can. Like, we hardly make any money off of some of these cities. We do really well selling them. And I don't want to make it too much more expensive. Right now, you know, station wagons in Copenhagen, Denmark, we are the best station wagon on the market. So if somebody's like, I really want the top of the line, which is, the cravat is the SUV, but even still, the floor is probably very similar. Yeah, 49. There's another one here that's a 50. The Dale Baloney Kujaviak. But that makes sense to me. But look at this. That's really hard to justify. So do I bump the price in Copenhagen? You know, do I say, oh, well, it's 8,500 in Copenhagen? If I did that for every car in every city that we have distribution, first of all, it would take me ages. And second of all, it would just really not be that fun. So I think what we're going to do is simulate ahead till we get our new car and our new factory, and we'll set that up. So let's see what happens if we simulate 13 months till we get to our factory. This is really going to scramble our numbers, but hopefully we, since we have $1 billion in cash, we won't go broke or anything while it's simulating. Starting this series after World War II was a really good, helpful thing for me to do. I had another one that I did that I really struggled, because I started in 1900, like the game allows you to do, and I really struggled with getting through World War II. Just if you switch to arms and munitions, it just hard to balance everything. Is what it comes down to. Starting post World War II. Okay, so this looks scary, right? Like urgent action, but it's just reconditioning your factories. So I do have a race team, which helps to support our sports car sales. It's just throwing good money after bad. Okay, so the cravat is the best SUV in the world, so that's good. So we built 2 cars this past year, a station wagon and an SUV, and they both ended up being the best in the world in their respective categories. So that's a good feeling. Gotta be honest, that's a good feeling. Okay, 7 more months till we get our Dublin factory, so let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll take a look at the numbers, see what we need to start making in Dublin to get Europe doing well. That Dublin factory should supply the UK for us and maybe some of France. I know there's a lot more going on with the code than I'm able to possibly address. Just from what I've read from the dev, there are a lot of factors that I'm sort of flattening out here that the game is simulating and I'm not even considering. The market behind the scenes, what the competition is doing. There's more going on than kind of meets the eye. What I'm trying to do with this company, you probably have been able to tell already, but I'm trying to make sure I have kind of a thumb in every pie for a lot of different car types. I'm not trying to dominate anything particular. I'm not like going after the luxury. Oh wow, we have a lot of extra Hawkeyes. Huh, that was selling really well. Pickup trucks, I've noticed, seem to wax and wane their demand. So I'm not totally surprised about that. I think what we're going to do is back off the Hawk. I mean, the Hawkeye's still selling really well, so we don't want to back it off too far. We'll back off the Hawkeye by several lines, and the Broadax Tough by a few lines. And then our extra Dublin lines, I think I might just do kind of across the board. Like, maybe we'll do a line of Rover, Hyena, one of each for the 3 different commuters, a Kitty Hawk, a Cravat, and a Flora. That way, because I think there's 10 lines there. So we're going to shift 3 lines. Let's do 3 lines of Hawkeye over to the Flora. In the States, in the States if I can help it. So let's say, yeah, Chicago. Let's just bring all 3 lines of the Hawkeye off. We'll do 7 lines of the Flora. We're going to be making lots of station wagons right there in the heartlands. Now, Dublin, we want to say, make some station wagons. Make some SUVs. Make some commuter cars. Make some older sedans. Oh, Well, I guess we'll go Blast, Lux, Rover, and what the heck? We'll try Rover Lux. What's the worst that can happen, you know? Make them a little better. And then for branches, so there's no branch in Dublin. When you build this factory, you don't get a branch there. Interesting. I don't know if do I want to do that? I think we're going to let well enough alone with that. Let's see what our adjustment did here. How's And we're gonna get our new car in what, 2 more months? Okay, two more months. We'll get the new car. Check it out. Oh my gosh, this is giving me anxiety that I stopped producing those. Did I not pull 3 lines of the Hawkeye in Chicago? Where else are we making that? Yeah, we're not making any more of them in Chicago. So we're making a bunch of them in LA, and a bunch in New York, and a bunch in Switzerland. Okay. So maybe they're not selling in Switzerland. There's a way to see what I want to see here. So we go to the car, and then we see, is there anywhere that's missing sales? No. So it sells pretty well in New York. It sells pretty well in Toronto. But it doesn't sell well in Zurich. So we'll stop making them in Zurich. So let's go to the Zurich factory, if I can find it. And no mas those. I think we'll use these 5 lines to boost this and this. This cravat, and last but not least, the hyena. All right. Do our last 2 months, and we'll adjust our production for the new car. I keep forgetting to shut down the Loyal and Loyal Lux. It was a cool car. I'm glad that I did it. It made us a lot of money, but companies move on. I liked how I did the standard and then the luxury model. I do think that's something that I should try doing again moving forward. Man, this is, we're finally catching up, but gosh. Let's go ahead and shut those 2 down while I'm thinking about it. $11 and $12. Oh, Ripperoonie. Loyal. Okay. Ripperoonie. So we got our new car. Our new car is built. So where do we want to make it? New sedan. Probably LA, Chicago, New York, Dublin, Zurich, just across the board. 1 line at each. So we'll take away 1 off of the Flora and put it on the. Wait, why did that take 2? 2? Not 2. We want, there we go. So we want this car. Let's make 135 in Zurich. Let's make 150 in Chicago. Pull 1 off of the Kitty Hawk here. Let's do, no, why? Why did it do that? Let's go 150-ish in LA. And then, did I do this already? No. Shoot. Okay, let's go get an extra line from there. We'll be able to squeak out 180 there in New York. Alright, wish us luck. Let's see how it does. New car. Oh, I didn't price it. It's not going to sell any. Oh. Goof. Oh, that's what happens. So we made 600 of them, and none of them sold because I forgot to do this. So this seems exorbitant. If our total unit cost is right around 8,000 in all these different places, I don't know why it wants us to charge 11,000. Let's go 10,000 even. Right now we're at negative 30 grand. I mean 30 million. Imagine that, 30 grand to make a car. 30 million is really not that bad, but I mean part of that is because I used components that were made for other vehicles and just kind of slapped this together. We'll see how it sells. Okay, I'm not scared. It's fine. Just fix it. Okay, this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. We have real nice demand. We missed a bunch of sales. So the demand is actually like 2,200. So we need to shift some more resources here. How much did we... Oh, geez, I have to go through all that. How much did we do in terms of... Yeah, so we cleared 8 million in profit just in that month. So we should be in the green in no time. Maybe I need to bump the cravat up. I mean, look at this. We're only making 500 here. And the demand seems to be evident. So let's go with maybe 10.5. And the Flora is selling so well, I think we're going to go ahead and bump it everywhere as well. Okay. All right, well, I could obviously play this game for a long, long time, and I will continue to play it. I'll play a little bit more to get us through the mid-70s, and I'll bring you back in the late 70s in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Bluebelly, and I play simulation games. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.